Hello and welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. I'm Rory Graham, I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us Paul Hernandez, who is a partner in the law firm of Kalfus and Nachman. I think everybody's heard of Kalfus and Nachman and probably knows you by your commercials, but you all do a lot of things. Why don't you give us an overview?
Certainly. I hope everybody knows us because we've been around for a long time. We've been around since almost 35 years. We're a multi-jurisdictional law firm that concentrates in personal injury and representing people for Social Security disability. When I say multi-jurisdictional, it means we handle matters that are in Virginia and North Carolina. We have a licensed attorneys in both states, and we have an attorney also licensed in Louisiana who is our maritime attorney.
Okay, and when you said personal injury, I think most people, when they hear personal injury, they think automobile accident, probably. But there are a lot of different kinds of personal injury type cases, right?
There are. The major one that most people either have or are familiar with are motor vehicle accidents or trucking accidents, but the realm of personal injury also includes medical malpractice. It includes nursing home negligence. It includes a slip and fall. They may also include assault and battery, those type of injuries. But anything where somebody receives an injury as a result of someone else, either negligence or actions.
Okay, and so your law firm is very heavy into personal injury as one of the main categories.
We are, we are a full-service law firm.
Right.
We do handle other things. We do handle some real estate matters. We do handle some, if somebody gets a traffic ticket or things of that nature. But the majority of the matters that we handle and the things that we really concentrate in are matters concerning personal injury and Social Security disability.
As a matter of fact, you do so much work in that you have an app for that for people can have on the smartphones. That is really innovative.
Well, let me tell you why we got the app or why we had the app developed. We have a website. It's kalfusnachman.com. We have yellow page ads. We have television ads. We have brochures, and we explain to people what to do when they're involved in an injury case, when they're involved in an automobile accident. And what we've learned is we may tell the public what to do over and over again, but then when the matter happens to them, the accident happens to them, they totally forget everything. They just kind of follow with whatever somebody else is doing. And so what we did was we had the app developed, and it's a great tool for if someone's involved in a motor vehicle accident. If I can give you the example. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I want to be in a motor vehicle accident today. It's something that happens out of the blue. You may have gone to 7-Eleven and grabbed your coffee, you're on your way to work, and somebody comes and crashes into the back of your vehicle and smashes you into the vehicle in front. You may be disoriented, you may have hit your head. It's not normal, and you many times don't know what happened.
Shock.
Many times they're in shock. All you need to remember is, I've got the Kalfus and Nachman app on my smartphone. And yes, it is for Apple and Android models, but all you have to do is remember that. You stop, make sure that you're not bleeding or anything of that nature. Grab the app, start the app. First thing it shows you is dial 911. You push the button right there and it'll automatically dial 911 for you. After you've notified the police, and it also shows you where there are the closest and nearest medical providers and hospital on the app.
Well, that's cool.
While you're waiting for the police officer, I'm sure the defendant or the person who caused the accident will come up and hopefully check on you. Then you have the ability to start taking down accident information, the date, the time, the location, all the witnesses' information concerning their name, address, and telephone number. You have the ability to start taking photographs.
I was going to ask about photographs.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be
right at the scene. You can take photographs of the cars, of the collision, of things that may have contributed to the wreck. You have the ability to take video as well, and you also have the opportunity to take recordings. You can literally start it and say, sir, why did you crash into the back of me? I wasn't paying attention. I was playing on my smartphone,
With a Kalfus and Nachman. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And the important part is, and then when the police officer comes, and you know, the police officer basically controls what's going on, make sure you're not injured. If you do, they'll call an ambulance for you and things of that nature. But then you have the ability to hit one button and all that information is transferred up to us at Kalfus and Nachman. So we have all that information that you cannot reproduce otherwise. I mean, and you don't have to rely, nothing's better than a picture at the scene. Nothing's better than the defendant saying, hey, I was playing on my smartphone, I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
So.
And now, since we're talking about automobile accidents, let's just talk about the other thing that can happen at an automobile accident or in any personal injury case, I would assume, is that the insurance company, they have people that are geared to respond to these things, and they're coming at this for a different reason. In most cases, I mean, business is business, so they're looking at it from a different area. So this is why it's important for you to be proactive in what you do, and that Kalfus and Nachman app would help you do that. You know.
Yes, you do, and you really have to understand the fundamentals of an insurance company. An insurance company is a business there to make money. And how do you make money? An insurance company sends you a bill every month or every 6 months for the premium. You pay their premium every month. And they spend money by paying claims, meaning if you're injured or a family member's injured, paying you the fair compensation is how they spend their money. And it's very simple math. If they don't have to pay a lot of money in claims, they get to keep all those premiums to themselves. And if you make the comparison to yourself, you know, you make a salary and you bring money home to your family. And then you have expenses, your mortgage and food. But wouldn't it be nice not to have a mortgage, not to have to pay for your food? You'd have all that extra money. That's exactly what an insurance company does. They want to minimize the amount that they have to pay to the people that their insureds injure, so they make more profit. So their interest is solely minimizing the amount that they have to pay in claims. One of the ways they try to do that is they try to get to an injured person before that injured person calls Kalfus and Nachman. And they try to go to that injured person and say, hey, I need to take a recorded statement. If you want me to get your car fixed, I need to take a recorded statement. And that is one thing that we have indicated to the public forever. Do not give a recorded statement to the insurance company without first consulting with an attorney. And the reason why is, in Virginia and North Carolina, if an insurance company can trick you into saying something that makes it look like you may be partially at fault, your claim is totally dismissed. Your claim is completely barred, as we use legal language.
Right, and it's easy to, in my experience in the video world, it's easy to have people say something that, or use something that is exactly what they meant, but it can sure turn around and sound like something.
You know, as an attorney, we're trained in linguistics. We're trained in controlling a conversation. We as attorneys, we are wordsmiths, and we understand how the things we need to say to make you say things you may not mean. Mm-hmm. And the insurance adjusters, they obtain the same type of training because their sole job is to minimize the value of that claim.
Okay, so someone watching this should first of all get the Kalfus and Nachman app. That would be great.
Very smart thing. It really is.
And realize that they're not themselves totally after an accident. It's not a normal deal, and so they're reeling from everything else that's going on, and so they may make judgments that aren't exactly good ones.
That's true.
So this helps them not do that. Okay, and now I noticed that when we were talking, tractor and trailer accidents are kind of a different breed. They're not exactly the same as car. I realize it's a tractor trailer, but there's a whole lot of other differences too, right?
Many differences. First off, many of these tractor and trailers, the maximum amount they're to have without an over permit is 80,000 pounds. Mm-hmm. When a tractor trailer goes wrong, it does a tremendous amount of damage. They're different animals because, one, they usually cause more damage to property and damage to individuals than a normal automobile accident case. The other part is, knowing that they cause that much damage, those type of claims are usually more worth more and are a bigger expense to the insurance company. So what the tractor trailer companies, the motor carriers, and their insurers have done, they've packaged together a quick response team. Doesn't matter if it happens at night or in the daytime. If they have one of their tractor trailers crash into a line of cars, they have investigators out there at the scene. They have accident reconstructionists at the scene. They have adjusters at the scene. They have lawyers, defense lawyers at the scene that they call up and wake up in the middle of the night to come to the scene many times before the police officer arrives. And,
Wow.
and if you're the victim of a tractor trailer wreck, you may not know. They don't have little signs on them like that says FBI. You know, it says defense lawyer or insurance adjuster. They're just normal looking people that you may think are witnesses, and they are gathering evidence to favor them. They are trying to get statements that favor them. One of the worst things that I see with the tractor trailer companies or motor carriers is when a victim of a tractor trailer wreck gets sent to the hospital and they're being cared for in a hospital. They will make it to the hospital, and you don't know anything. You've just been brought there by an ambulance. And they are trying to talk to you and record your statement and to have you sign releases and to have you sign documents that only favor the insurance company, that only favor them. And it's a horrendous activity that they do. I mean, you are someone who is badly injured, don't have all your faculties, and they're trying to get information from you that only help them. Now, if it's information that hurts them, who knows if that information will still be around later.
Right.
But they are there only for themselves. And it's not only do they have those things that you need to be concerned about, but you, if you're a victim of a tractor trailer wreck, you need to have that type of team on your side.
Right.
And that's why hiring a firm like Kalfus and Nachman, we have our quick response team. There's many times I've been to accident scenes when the accident happens, or following when the accident happens, to assist somebody because they were injured. They call Kalfus and Nachman. The reason why, we have investigators, we have videographers and photographers that go out to the scene. We have accident reconstructionists that go out to the scene. There are many things that you cannot duplicate. You cannot do skid marks on the road or debris on the road from a wreck does not stay there forever. And to be able to...
It can tell a good story.
That's right. And to be able to document all that at that point in time, you need to have, one, an experienced law firm, two, experienced lawyers to handle that, and those lawyers must have the ability to have their quick response team come out and investigate the case correctly.
Right. And I think some of the things where you were saying that your commercials and your brochures and all tell the public that things to do, and then they don't do them. A lot of that, I guess, could be shock and everything, but also I think most people are pretty trusting, and they figure fair is fair, and people, they think that everything in a case is about doing the right thing or being fair with people and all. That's not always the case, and people do have agendas, and you are dealing with a lot of people, so I guess you need to be aware of that.
Many times, I'm glad you brought that up, because what happens most of the time, people will get in a wreck, and it's not maybe the car's still drivable, and they are in shock, they're disoriented, but they say, I think I'm okay, and they go to work, or they go along about their day, and then an hour later, 2 hours later, they start stiffening up or start having pain.
That's common too, actually.
100% common. What should they, by being trusting and, hey, everything, I'm okay, no broken bones, I'm not bleeding, you don't get any medical treatment immediately from the scene. Later on down the road, oh, now you're hurting. And it tries to make you look like a liar, which you were the one minding your own business. And you were the one who was crashed into and thought you were okay, but you're not. The point about that is always, always, always go get medical treatment following a motor vehicle accident, whether it's a fender bender, whether it's a very significant crash. Nobody's going to fault you for getting checked out, whether it's by the emergency room, whether it's by a patient first or an emergency care type of place, or whether it's your family doctor. But whatever you do, first thing, 911. Number two, seek medical treatment, just to get checked out, just to find out if anything did happen. You know, unless you get there's internal injuries that can occur to you that you don't know unless an X-ray or a CT scan was taken of you to determine if those
Right,
things.
and I was going to bring up that you know, you might think, well, I'm a little sore or whatever, but some of these injuries and everything, they lead to very expensive consequences. You know, I mean, I know because we shoot video depositions, so I've heard a number of things where people have been seriously hurt, and it resulted in them not being able to work, or them being impaired to work the job they were doing, or having tremendous medical bills or surgeries, and all kinds of things can come from it. So if you miss the opportunity by not having the correct representation or representation at all, then you're gambling.
Yeah, and we have had, and it's a phone call I like to hear, but I don't like to hear. We've had many people who have called us early on from right following the accident, and they say, hey, I think I can handle it myself. And I go, please, if you think you can handle it yourself, please, you know, if you can do it, that's fine. But remember this, you know, 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road, when you're trying to resolve your matter and get your medical bills paid and get your lost wages paid and get your compensation for the discomfort and pain you've been going through and inconvenience in your prescriptions, that's when the insurance company really puts the brakes on. They'll be very nice from the beginning, and then when it's time to talk about money, when it's time to talk about paying you for the losses that you incurred, that's when they put the brakes on. Then I get that call back. Mr. Hernandez, I am so sorry. The insurance company is not being fair to me. Can you help me? And the answer is yes, I can help you. But if you would have listened to me at the beginning and followed my instructions and made sure that you made every one of your appointments, and when you had a question on whether should you go to physical therapy or go to a chiropractor or go to an acupuncturist, that you had the legal counsel to assist you in that, you would have been in a much better case to present your case to either the insurance company or a jury.
Because when you're trying to represent yourself, you are going up against a machine. I mean, this is a large organization with a lot of assets, and you're just a guy trying to, on the phone, trying to get your money or trying to make a deal for yourself, and which may or may not be a good deal, but you're trying to represent yourself, so you need a machine or you need somebody powerful in your corner.
You do.
And Kalfus and Nachman, I know, has the assets and everything to be a good advocate for somebody.
Well, it's like going into a boxing match and you've got Mike Tyson over there, because the insurance company is skilled. They do it every day. Well, I got news for you. Kalfus and Nachman is skilled. We do it every day. We are different than many firms. Yes, we are on TV. Yes, we are in the Yellow Pages. Yes, we're on the internet to indicate to people this is what we do and this is how we can help you. But we're a little bit different because there are many other firms out there, whether they advertise or not, that they're there to settle your case quick. And that's all they want to do is settle your case quick. Well, you know, at Kalfus and Nachman, we do want to settle your case as fast as we can to get you the money that you deserve. However, if the insurance company does not offer you a fair settlement, we're a litigation firm as well. And we're the type of firm that will file suit and say, listen, insurance company, if you're not going to offer fair compensation for my client, then we're going to take it out of your hands. We're going to take it down to Chesapeake Circuit Court. We're going to take it down to Virginia Beach Circuit Court. We're going to take it down to Newport News Circuit Court. And we're going to let a jury of our peers determine what is fair compensation for the harms and losses that were caused by your insured. And not every firm out there is a litigation firm. Not every firm has the financial backing and wherewithal to be able to hire accident reconstructionists, to hire expert engineers to be able to testify as to why something broke or how fast the vehicle was going or why something happened. The financial backing or wherewithal to hire the experts that you need. Do you need a neuropsychologist? Do you need a neuropsychiatrist? Do you need, you know, what type of physician do you need to be able to present your case to a jury? And that is something that we pride ourselves on, that we have the ability to do that. And as well with our attorneys. You know, our attorneys, they're highly educated, training, and they have great experience. You know, many of us we all belong to different trial organizations, whether they're national, state, or local. that continually train you on how to litigate cases. And you know, I will tell you, I just came back from our national organization in California. We had a conference out there in July. I saw 2 other attorneys from our area. 2 other attorneys from our area. We had 3 people from our firm there alone, and I saw 2 other attorneys, and I'm like, where are all the people I see in Hampton Roads? Why aren't they here getting the best training and the best education to represent injured people? I don't know why.
All right, well, let's move to a different topic altogether, which is the Social Security area, because I know you all are big in that. And we're not talking about people filing for retirement. We're talking about people filing for disabilities, and it's not always a simple process.
It's not, and to make sure everybody does understand the difference, you know, every time you get your weekly paycheck, monthly paycheck, whatever you get, there's a little portion that you send to Social Security. All right, and that's for your retirement benefits and disability benefits. Now, you usually don't see it. It's a little amount that comes out every pay period. But what we do, we're not there to get you your retirement benefits when you turn 62, 65, 67. We're there when you have an injury or an illness that prevents you from working, and you cannot work. You have no income coming in. There is the program for Social Security disability, which will allow, if you meet the criteria, you can receive disability benefits, which will pay you monthly to help you, you know, with your bills and things. Right. That's how we do. That's how we help people who are disabled to get their benefits that they've paid for.
Right, now it can be a daunting process to get approved.
It is. There's lots of appeals. You first start off with an application, and you may or may not get approved. The likelihood is very low, and the studies show when you hire a lawyer and you go through the appeals process, you're more likely to obtain benefits the more times you stay in the program, appealing the different decisions. And the reason why is, as a normal worker who may work, you know, for a construction company and they hurt their back and they can't work anymore, they don't know the regulations, the criteria that you must meet in order to receive benefits. They don't know if you need to go to a special doctor to get a special report done that will help you meet the criteria. They don't know how to present the information to the Social Security Administration or an administrative law judge in order to get benefits. But that is something we do every day. And we do it in Virginia, we do it in North Carolina. And we talked about it before we started today. You know, we practice in North Carolina and Virginia tremendously. But we have offices our main office is in Norfolk. We have an office in Newport News, and we also have an office in Roanoke. And we handle matters in both states, but the majority of our clientele, the people that we're helping, is in Southwest Virginia, Northeast North Carolina, and Southwest Virginia. And the Social Security practice in all of those areas, are very strong, and we help a lot of people.
All right, so when we were speaking of personal injury, I know they could use the app, and they should call you immediately upon having an incident or an accident of any kind or a case, so they should get into contact with you. How about Social Security? When should they contact you? When does a person typically contact you?
Well, they typically contact us once they've been denied. Now, we will gladly help you with the application process, but it is usually something that you can do online, a disabled person. And as soon as you get that disability notice, immediately contact us, because there's a time limit involved. And if you don't file that request for reconsideration or that appeal within the time limit, you've got to start all over again. And how it works in Social Security disability is you claim a point in time where you have, when you became disabled. If you have to start, if you had a previous application and then you have to file a second application, it doesn't start until the second application is filed. So you don't want to mess that first application up if you don't have to. Okay. The other important thing about what you brought up was money. How much does it cost to hire a large, powerful firm like Kalfus and Nachman? The answer is nothing. If it's a personal injury case or it's a Social Security disability case, we will start working for you for no money up front. Now, why? What is that? How does that work? Well, I've heard about that. You work on a contingency fee. Yeah, a contingency fee means we get a percentage of whatever we get for you. If we're successful for you, then we get a percentage of that for you. And it's a great type, and there's no money up front. And it's a great arrangement because I have an incentive. I have an incentive to work harder for you, to get the most money I can for you, because it puts more money at the firm. Now, lawyers who work on an hourly rate, it's a little different, right? Their incentive is to work, take as long as they want to do it, and just ring up those hours, one after
I think
another.
everybody's heard about that.
Yeah, I mean, they call that churning, okay? But how Kalfus and Nachman works, you give us a call, we'll come out and see you, investigator come out and see you, you come to our office, we'll start working for you for no money up front, and we will wait until you get your compensation, until we get paid. So there's a built-in incentive for us to do a good job, and for us to do it as fast as we can to get you the compensation you deserve.
Well, that sounds like a win-win proposition.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It helps people who cannot otherwise afford a lawyer, get fair compensation.
How about the Social Security thing? How does that work?
Works the same way. It
Okay.
works the same way. It doesn't cost anything for us to start working for you. You get denied, we'll jump in and start handling your case and make sure that the appeals are filed appropriately. And once we win your case, Social Security will award a certain amount of attorney's fees. It's all pursuant to the agreement, through contract, through the Social Security Administration. And the Social Security Administration pays us the attorney fee out of your back benefits.
Okay, and just so people would understand, I had here a list of the different type of things that we're talking about with Social Security disability, because some people might think that that's just a physical thing. But we had neck and back injuries, diabetes, cancer, seizure disorder, anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, depression, personality disorder. I think I mentioned I know a few people qualify for that. But those are type of things that some people can qualify for this disability through the Social Security Administration, right?
You meet certain criteria.
Yes.
And really it's bunched into two big type of claims. One is a physical disability. Okay, I've got back pain, chronic pain, got diabetes, I've got kidney disease or things of that nature, liver disease. And the other one is a psychological injury, where you have bipolar, you have depression, you have personality disorder, different disorders that prevent you from working. And this is more true than not. Many times a physical injury will cause a mental injury, meaning depression, because pain, anybody who has had chronic pain knows that it can easily cause depression,
right,
and other disorders of the mind. So those are the big ones, the two big different types of differentiation of injuries. But that's why it's important to call us. The call's free. You can toll free. You can call 800.
They've kind of made it as easy as you can.
And it is, and it's interesting. Because when it happens to somebody, they then all of a sudden, they see us on TV, oh, there's Kalfus and Nachman again, oh, there's the Hurt line again. The reason why we're there is so when it happens to you, and you're disoriented, and you're in shock or whatever, that you go, you know what, lawyer, I do need to call Kalfus and Nachman. It's not going to cost anything. Hey, you know what, I do have that app way back here on page 57 of my iPhone. But we're there to help. Right. And fortunately, we are extremely successful. We've been around for almost 35 years, concentrating in the same things. And there's a reason why we've been around so long. There's a reason why we're so successful, and you see us on TV, and that is because we do a good job for our clients.
Right. Okay. And is there anything that I haven't talked about? I know you all do so many things, but we kind of narrowed the field a little bit.
We do several. We are a law firm. So we do have an attorney who does some real estate closings and some trust work and estate work and things of that nature. The more important part is this, and we want it to be known that, look, we're your lawyer. Okay? Any point in time you have a question about law, give us a call. If it's something that we don't concentrate in, we will certainly hand you off to somebody that is experienced in that nature. But so the point is, all you need to do is remember green and black. It's Kalfus and Nachman. It's the hurt line. You punch it in your smartphone. You punch it on. You can yell it on the street corner. Somebody say Kalfus and Nachman. But if we can't help you, we'll definitely find an experienced attorney to help you. But fortunately, we're able to help the vast majority of people that contact us.
That's good. It's good having you in Hampton Roads and Virginia and North Carolina and Louisiana. No, and it was a pleasure having you in today. If you find yourself, actually before you find yourself needing an attorney, you might want to just go and download the Kalfus and Nachman smartphone app and just have it in your, I know I'm going to download it, and have it on your smartphone just in case, and hope you never need it. But it'd be a good thing to do to help give you a little bit of an edge against insurance companies and to make a better case for yourself. Social Security wise, you need help with disability insurance, whatever, give them a call. It's a win-win deal, and they will put a big firm to work for you. So thank you very much for coming in, and we've enjoyed having you here today.
Thanks, Rory.
Okay, thank you.